Welcome to the Liberation Hour. There are lots been going on in the news, here and across the nation. Well, what's your take? We have had a lot of people, from R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, and the rest of the folks whom we have not heard of. Example, Elvis Presley. We have had a lot of black folks who are hammer on Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. But one thing we have not heard of us also discussing the priests. 300 priests abusing more than 1,000 boys. The last time I heard Oprah saying, this transcends Michael Jackson. Yes, indeed, it transcends Michael Jackson. This should also transcend Ivy Weinstein, Charlie Rose. It should transcend. It should also go back in the days when our parents, our ancestors were molested by these same white folks who want to portray the white black man today as a monster to the world over. Mm-hmm. Today we have Bill O'Reilly, whose name have not come up, Charlie Sheen. The last time I checked, they had 263 people who were on the list, but predominantly only three people I'm hearing. Michael Jackson, 1, R. Kelly, 2, and 3.
All right. So thank you for joining us today. And thank you for that long commentary.
All right.
Okay. But today, just want to get on here to kind of say something about what's going on in the media today with the recent events with R. Kelly and Michael Jackson. I think we should all have a voice and an opinion. Not to say whether we should take somebody's side or not, because it's not about that. It's about black people having a voice and an opinion. And we should not have to feel like our opinions have to be monitored by the dominant society. It should not be that way. We should be able to use our voice to speak what we feel about certain situations, and respect each other's opinion and have an adult conversation about this. Now, in my opinion, a lot has unraveled from the 1990s with R. Kelly up into present day. My concern is, how does these people keep getting VHS tapes? Because as you know, we are now in present day America, and we use DVDs or either Netflix. How are you going back at least 30 years back? Why do you have these tapes in your possession that long? Was it because you was trying to extort someone? Do you have the right intent? Why did you hold those tapes? And not to forget about the victims, because the victims do matter, and we'll get around to discussing that. But I want to know, what is the motive behind keeping these tapes for that long?
Well, first of all, before we talk about the motive, let's look at the intent and the motive. It was a 6-hour documentary on R. Kelly. Let's say this clearly, that we are not here to condone any act that's against the law. So anybody have gone wrong against the law should be held accountable. Equally so, it should not be, one community, like in the black community, only people that they're putting out there, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson. So if you had the time, 6 hours, to do a documentary on one man, why not? What's about it? 1,000 boys, the 300 priests abuse.
Right.
5 continents, 29 countries. These priests have abused people over the years. So if you, Oprah, you have the time to come on and say, okay, this Michael Jackson documentary, Leaving Neverland, transcend Michael Jackson. Oprah, I throw this challenge to you. Go ahead, it should transcend the priests. This documentary, so it's not a crime. It's not the crime they're talking about.
Right.
It's the perpetrator. That's what they're looking at.
The
so
perpetrators.
Yes. So sometimes some of these people go away. We don't hear of them. Okay. So why we go beyond and bring Presley up?
Right, because Elvis Presley,
Elvis Presley, yeah.
as I know you all probably heard this on Twitter and everything else, but
That's where Louis got what's his name.
hold on, let's stick with one person at a time. We have Elvis Presley, who was courting Lisa's mother,
Presley, yeah.
Priscilla, at age 14, and I'm sure I heard that he was her parents allowed her to move with him, and not only that, I heard they were related, as well as so they were carrying on a relationship. She was 14 and he was 24 years old. Not only that, the guy that sang "Goodness Gracious, Great Balls of Fire," Jerry Lee Lewis,
Right.
was another one who was married to his 13-year-old cousin. And I know that's like way back in the day, but like Lewis said, you have Harvey Weinstein, and you have Charlie Sheen. Where have he snuck into? What hole has he crawled into?
Let me give you an example, Tanya. CBS boss recently had this Chinese lady, the Asian lady that he married. He was also accused. So we got their boss, CBS boss, who just left, who let Mike Lauer and Charlie Rose. CBS, please do a documentary on three of your own that you let go. You just give them a package, give them good money, early retirement, and for them to go away. So why can't you do a documentary on those women that allegedly accused this man? Do documentary. So I'm so interested in doing a documentary and interview those ladies, because if you try to say, if you pull a tree, you pull a forest. Now let's pull that forest. Since we're pulling trees, let's go down. I will still paraphrase the words in you. It transcends. Now it should go beyond the woods. Let go deep forest. And now let uproot more trees. If we can still go back, there in slavery. The white men were abusing and sexually molesting children, women, black children, boys and girls.
Well, let's not go that far back. No. We can use present day America. We don't even have to go there. We can use what we got right now in modern society.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is that they want to portray the black man as a monster.
Yes.
Recently, 263 people that
who is they though?
Right.
You keep saying that they're using black women to do their job.
Yeah,
it's not just they. You have Gail, who is a black woman. You have Oprah, who is a black woman. So we can't just say they, because we have some of us that are doing the job.
You know what we had? You remember back in the days, they had the field nigger in the house and had nigger. So the Negroes in the house, they're doing the work of their master. You remember when master's sick, I'm sick. Whatever master tell you to do, you do it.
Right.
So I mean, you just go ahead and just imagine what is happening. So it is not about who commit the crime, but who is committing the crime.
And then also, if you're gonna point out what R. Kelly is doing, if you're gonna do a show like that, I would say just do a show on pedophiles.
Right.
Just do a show on pedophiles, black and white, whatever race you are, it should not matter. We just doing a show on pedophilia and how it is in the entertainment industry, and how it has penetrated the entertainment industry. You don't have to pull out one person like Lewis said. But I guess being that these women have came forward and Lifetime has chosen R. Kelly to pick on. But another thing too, just jumping ship just a little bit. Sony Music Productions, all these big corporate giants, every time these men ask for some kind of layout of how their money is, who owns their money, who owns their production, when these men go there, it seems as though they find themselves in the media in a negative light. What do you think about that?
You see, there's always you have to try to always tarnish the reputation of somebody who have built a legacy. So promote that of yours. We have seen it over and over. They have to tarnish that legacy and just portray you as a monster, a drug addict,
about
a womanizer.
The dollars. Is it a problem for them to know about their money?
Yeah.
Because that was really the problem.
Because the master control your resource. You don't have the right to question your master. And that's what they don't want you to do. So as long as you try to question them, what's going on? How is it with the deal? this and that. Then they start dropping you. Let me say this before you continue, right? If you say, okay, people dropping Michael Jackson music, R. Kelly music, then those churches, those parishes, people should get to boycott those churches too. People should boycott the Catholic Church because it should transcend.
But the Vatican is a powerhouse when it comes to money and resources, and they've had that power for a long time. So the question today, is it really about what we see on the surface, or should we dig a little deeper before we go and judge people? You know, is it just the surface we should be looking at, or should we be digging a little deeper about what's really going on in today's society?
What I would say, we should be very careful how we drag our own
About 1 minute.
into the mud. Well, that's how we bring this program to an end. Liberation Hour. I'm Psycho Louise, along with my beautiful wife,
Yep.
Latanya Reese Lewis. Till we meet again, have a pleasant day.
Have a
let's hear
pleasant
from
day.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.